Legal experts say there was no way that South Africa could have convinced the Chinese government not to execute Janice Linden, and an Air Zimbabwe plane has been seized in London over an unpaid debt. Ambusisiwa Khatebo with the latest news update. Legal experts say there was no way that South Africa could have convinced the Chinese government not to execute Janice Linden. This as the Asian country is viewed as dictating terms for South Africa. Yesterday, the International Relations Department said President Jacob Zuma tried to intervene and commute her death sentence to life. The 35-year-old woman from KwaZulu-Natal was executed by lethal injection in China for drug smuggling. She was arrested in November 2008 after she was caught with 3 kilograms of crystal meth in her luggage. Professor Michela Hansungule is from the Center for Human Rights at the University of Pretoria.
Maybe we have to develop BRICS so that we redefine relations in BRICS to develop the concept of equality of states, China and South Africa and other members of BRICS, so that these clear values like death penalty will not only be taken unilaterally by states, but can be discussed by other members of BRICS. At the moment, they are reserved domain. They have left this to national states to decide.
The case against the so-called Sunday rapist accused of kidnapping and killing 16-year-old Louise Daval has been postponed to the 1st of February next year to allow for the completion of the DNA and toxicology reports. 35-year-old Johannes Steyn appeared in the Krugersdorp Regional Court on Gauteng's West Rand. He faces 13 counts of rape, 10 of kidnapping, 6 of sexual assault, and 1 of murder. Steyn has confessed to being the Sunday rapist who kidnapped and raped a number of young girls in Gauteng and Northwest since 2008, with the incidents happening on Sundays. Bilateral trade and investment relations between South Africa and Mozambique will be further enhanced when two governments conclude a number of agreements. President Jacob Zuma has arrived at the Mozambican capital of Maputo for a 2-day state visit. According to the Office of the Presidency, the visit is aimed at deepening bilateral, political, economic and social relations between the two neighboring states. During his visit, President Zuma will hold bilateral talks with his Mozambican counterpart, Armando Guebuza, to discuss pressing regional and continental issues. The two leaders will preside over the signing ceremony of several bilateral agreements in the sectors of agriculture, communications, and arts and culture. And lastly, an Air Zimbabwe plane has been seized in London over an unpaid debt, the second such incident for the airline in a week. Airline officials confirmed to state media that a U.S. company impounded the 767 aircraft yesterday after it arrived at Gatwick Airport on a routine flight from Harare. Mamukite Marumu reports.
The company reportedly obtained approval to seize the airline assets over an 8 million rand debt for spare parts. Last week, South Africa's Bid Air briefly detained one of the airline's planes over a 4 million rand debt. Zimbabwe authorities were not available to comment on yesterday's seizure, as they are said to be in meetings trying to secure the release of the aircraft. Mamukite Marumu, SABC News.
Catch the latest news anytime here on Newsbreak Option 1.